Tuesday. Thank you so much for stopping by this Tuesday afternoon. Jake and Fulton Caster with you. And raise your hand if you did not strike out yesterday in the game against the Texas Rangers. Oh, wait. Everybody on the Royals, put your hand down. Oh, my goodness. That was a disaster yesterday. We will get to all things Royals baseball, and to try to put some good juju on the Royals, we're going to give away Royals tickets. All right? We got to do something to flip the script. We gave away Royals tickets before the Giants series, and look what happened. They won the series.
We did.
Give away some Royals tickets today. Talk plenty of NFL, and I got a question for everyone out there. Are the Chiefs better right now on April 11th than they were on September 13th when they won the Super Bowl? We'll have a little discussion on that.
You mean February 13th?
What did I say?
You said September 13th.
I meant February 13th.
I assumed as much, but I had
February
to ask.
13th.
I had to be sure.
So we will get to that today. We got a lot to get to. Let us know your thoughts. Hit us up on our text line, 785-272-9429. Let us know on YouTube. Check us out, youtube.com @SportsOn580. A lot to get to there. Hit the subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts. So we got a lot to discuss today, including the Kansas City Royals, who are back in action tonight. That's the one thing about baseball, is you're playing damn near every single night for 160 days. And so when you have an absolute just bad day, hey, in less than 24 hours, you got to get back out there. Because, Fulton, you told me that Andrew Heaney stinks.
So
about that.
So about that. What I told you, and listen, I'll take a small L on this one.
A small L. He tied the
record. What I said is he wasn't elite, which is still correct. What I failed to take into account is his history against the Royals in particular, which when he plays the Royals, he apparently is very good.
Not very good. No, not very good.
Yeah, fantastic.
He is not fantastic. No, he is record-setting.
Well,
good.
Record-tying.
That's record-setting.
Record-tying.
He struck out.
He didn't set a record. He tied a record.
9 Royals in a row. It started with Duffy, then Lopez, then Dozier, then Eaton. Only one of them was looking, though, so, hey, kudos to you, Royals hitters. You went down hacking. Then he struck out Bobby. Then he struck out Olivares and Vinny. And he struck out Salvador Perez.
No.
Technically, he didn't go around the horn because he needed to strike out Duffy again.
And Matt Duffy put the ball in play.
That is laughable.
It's hilariously bad.
Jeez.
And it happens. Like, I'm not going to
No, it really doesn't.
I'm not going to try and spin zone this into some it's not good to strike out 9 times in a row. It's not.
Technically, there was 10 straight outs, too.
Yeah, it was.
It was 10 straight outs.
Yeah. Like, striking out 9 times in a row isn't good. No, it isn't.
I didn't realize it while I was watching it because I had the TV on mute. Because I was watching the game and the kids were playing and all that kind of stuff. And as I'm watching, I'm like, damn, how many? That's a lot of strikeouts in a row. And then you look back and whiff. And then I look and then I'm like, wait a minute, Bobby's back up. Okay, yeah, he struck out again. I had to go look. I went on my app and I was like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? At that point in time, it was only 6, and I was like, damn.
3 more coming down the pipe.
Dang, you got that. What the heck? Oh, my. Andrew Heaney. Here's the other thing, too. When you have a chance to get a guy who is struggling, because Andrew Heaney was struggling in that first inning. They had runners at second and third.
And 1 out.
Mm-hmm. And you get only 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
So many times in baseball where if you have a chance to tag a guy early, you got to get to him early.
Don't let him settle.
Before he gets in rhythm and gets going. And the Royals yesterday had absolutely nothing for Andrew, and it's not like he's got electric stuff, like.
So it's really weird when it comes to Andrew Heaney specifically, because nothing that you see physically that he throws makes you go, wow, why can't anybody see this? He has one of the highest whiff rates in baseball for his entire career. Like, guys striking out against Andrew Heaney is not a new thing. Like,
but you told me this is what sucked outside of the Dodgers yesterday, Fulton.
Being able to generate strikeouts and not being a great overall pitcher are not mutually exclusive. Like,
feels like
it is a correct statement to say he's not overall great because he gives up a lot of runs and home runs, because he traditionally does. He also strikes out a lot of people. Like, these things are not mutually exclusive. He's still, like, overall, in a entire context, Andrew Heaney's an average pitcher. That's what he is, at his best. But last night, he was better than average. Historically, when he plays the Royals, he's better than average. Like,
I just know
it happens
that the further this thing goes with the Royals offense, the worse that the narrative continues.
How much worse can the narrative get? Seriously, this is where I'm at after last night. How much worse can this narrative get? Because when the Royals play well and do something good, like they did quite literally just this past weekend, where we're approaching about 48 hours or so. I don't really care what the exact math here.
That's fine.
When they do something well, it's like, oh, cool, they did something right. Good job, guys. And that's it. But, man, they do one bad thing, and it's like, burn this franchise to the ground, ship them off to Siberia, sell the team. Like, that's where I'm at. And I truly want to know. Truly, I ask you this honestly. How much worse can the narrative get? Because I don't think it can. Because every time I turn the corner, and I'm not trying to say, do not be mad when the Royals play bad. Be mad. Get angry. Be upset. Emotion is better than apathy. But
you asked that that's where it can get. I think that's where it can get to. Like that. That's and when
I basically see everything time with this team that if they stub their toe, everyone thinks, my God, they're going to lose 150 games. I don't think it can get much worse narrative-wise.
I look at the Royals right now as if something good does happen, it's more of a surprise. They took 2 of 3 against the Giants.
Yes.
The one game there against the Giants when they came back from 4 runs down. Mm-hmm. That was a terrific win. That right now is the outlier. The 3-1 win against the Giants was more so simply the fact that the Royals pitching staff was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily the Royals hitters. But I just it just seems like right now it's Murphy's Law for the Royals. Like, oh yeah, we're hey, we just took 2 of 3 against the Giants. Hey, things are going great, and then you're just like, really 9 in a row? Come on, man. That's
the offense built off of young dudes and all the veterans they have being absolute garbage cans outside of Salvador Perez. Means that this lineup, at least early on here, is going to be incredibly inconsistent. Like, and I'm not trying to say any of this to make anyone feel better about last night. No, last night sucked. It objectively was awful. I watched all 9 innings of that crap.
Man, you're
Trust
a better man than me.
It was bad. It was painful. But it is what it is. Like, nights like this happen. And for some reason, nights like this against the Rangers are just what they do. They cannot beat the Rangers. They can't do it. They don't know how. And good luck, Kansas City. You know what you get tonight for all your troubles last night? You know what it was your reward for all the hardship you faced last night and the fact that you lose 11-2. You know what your reward is? Jacob deGrom. Enjoy. Do you want to know what Jacob deGrom's over-under on strikeouts tonight is? Because I looked it up.
Probably 8.
Higher.
9?
9.5.
9.5.
Now, you can't get the over 9.5 at plus value, so they're banking on it being under. But his over-under on strikeouts is 9.5. It is like
10 strikeouts.
It's not good. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat that at all. It's very bad. This team has some legit things they need to figure out. Part of that, and the strikeouts go beyond just this past game was like the culmination of it. They've been striking out a ton all year. They need to figure that out. And it's not even like swinging at pitches out of the zone that you can't hit. I looked this up this morning because I'm apparently a glutton for proving how bad my baseball team is. The amount of swinging strikes on fastballs in the zone was absurd. This team is having issues making contact. And do I think that is fixable? With certain hitters, yes. I need to clarify. Certain hitters, that is fixable. It just hasn't been fixed yet. And it will. Like, Vinny Pasquantino's not going to strike out that much. Like, Vinny had a weird night where even he couldn't make contact. You know.
He drew a walk, though.
He did, because that's what Vinny does. But, like, he's gonna figure that out. You know, Bobby, for some reason, cannot hit a fastball. He can't do it. I don't get it. But overall, I would say he can still make better contact than what he's making. You know, guys who in that lineup can get better. Some of them can. And I think we're going to get there. But yes, last night was horrible. Horrible, bad, awful, no good at all. And the thing is, with all of that being considered, and all those strikeouts in a row, that was a close game through that strikeout run.
Yeah,
through that strikeout run, when that strikeout run ended, it was 4-1. It was a 3-run game.
Greinke
can't pitch away from Kauffman Stadium.
Greinke wasn't great, and he patched it together up until when it was 3-1.
Yeah.
To me, you're still in the game if you're down 2 runs. Once you get to the number 3 situation, then to me that becomes a lot harder, because in this day and age, you know, a single and a homer can erase a 2-run deficit very, very easily. And the Royals, albeit not, I mean, we talked about it against the Giants. They hit 5 home runs. But once Greinke gave up the homer to
Heim,
I was like, it's 4-1, and I'm like, okay, now we're talking about we need base runners. So I don't think Greinke was, you know, Jackson Kowar out there, you know. Sorry,
Kowar catching a stray.
You know,
yeah. No, I agree.
And we're gonna end up having this conversation as well, and maybe we'll get more numbers into it and have more of a chance to break it down. But at some point in time, the Royals are gonna have to make a decision. Same thing on a lot of things, you know, how, and it all determines on game time, right? In the month of April, it's not gonna happen, but sometime in the month of May, the Royals are going to have to make a decision on whether or not they think Bobby Witt Jr. can play short. Because last night, one of the reasons why the Royals were down 4-1,
he had a misplay at short
instead of 3-1, it was an unearned run, and that's a play that your shortstop has to make.
I will say this, because I think it's a valid point. I will say this, taking as a larger context, not just last night. Bobby is playing better at short this year than he did last year. Like, he is making strides. That last night was probably his first truly.
No, and
I know what you're saying. I know you're not saying it's bad. I know
him right now. I'm just saying
they have to think about it. They have to make a decision on it.
What occurred yesterday was what occurred a lot last year.
It was. No, I agree.
So that's something to keep in mind.
I agree.
And if you are a team that has to win on the margins, this is why this baseball team needs to have excellent defense, is because they don't have excellent pitching and they don't have a lineup that is going to produce. The reason why the Royals were good in 14, 15, 16, and 17 and were in the hunt is one thing is very, very simple. They played excellent defense, and then they found ways in the lineup and pitching. This team is not good enough to overcompensate
for defensive miscues.
Defensive
miscues can torpedo this team.
And that was a bummer because
that big inning for Texas was a squibbler down the line that, was barely hit. You had Bobby misplay a ball, which caused a problem, and then you had a ball deflect off Greinke.
That one.
That inning was a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
And it's just it is and it happens. But the thing is, the game was still close until Dylan Coleman entered the game. He needs to be in Omaha. And I don't mean that as I'm trying to insult him and he should never come back up. It is he has something mechanically wrong. And he needs to go get it fixed.
I don't know if he's got something mechanically wrong, or he's got something physically wrong, or he's got something mentally wrong.
I think
that dude stinks.
I think there's something mechanically and physically wrong. Mechanically, I think is what's causing the walks.
They need to do something.
His velocity is about 3 miles an hour dipped. There's something physically going on too. And just send Dylan down, let him go fix his crap out at Omaha, which is the place to do it, and bring up Josh Staumont. You replace one hard-throwing righty who can't throw strikes with another hard-throwing righty who can't throw strikes.
This is another
same difference.
This is another reason why I was perplexed when they traded Lovelady.
Yeah, I'm still baffled by that one. It is what it is.
When you trade someone for cash, that makes me the book's okay. Your book's okay. We can't even get a guy. We can't even get a guy. Are we that low on debits? Are our credits too much than the debits that we can't even get a prospect, a guy who throws 105 but throws it like Rick Vaughn? We need cash.
Yeah. No, the Lovelady trade is baffling, but to me that's just, I don't know. I think it was good for both. I think it was good for Richard to go to a place that's maybe actually use him more. I don't know why it never worked out in Kansas City. That is what it is at this point. But no, I agree. That's why even that move was baffling. But you have a guy down in Omaha who's playing well in Staumont. He's pitching fine. Send Dylan down to get him fixed up.
Eventually, that has to happen because
it's gotta. There is something he needs a reset.
Bad.
He needs a minute.
Speaking of that, I know who we can replace Coleman with, and we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to talk about the guy who maybe should go to the bullpen. We'll talk about that next here on Mic'd Up. The legit question. Is Nate Eaton more valuable to the Royals as a reliever than as a hitter? Because Nate Eaton right now, he got his first hit. He's batting .059. He's batting 59.
Yeah.
He's batting 59.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Eaton on the mound, though, has an ERA of 0 and does have a strikeout, and he pitched a clean inning.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Nate Eaton came in and pitched when the Royals were down 11-2 and got a clean inning.
Gas.
Buddy
was throwing gas.
Like, and I'm not joking right now. I
tweeted this last night, and my percentage has gone down of joking of how much I'm like, put him on the mound a little bit.
Nate Eaton threw a 93-mile-an-hour sinker. Now, I don't know if he actually was trying and it more so just happened, but this is coming from the baseball nerds. Nate Eaton's fastest pitch last night was 94.9 miles per hour. Only 3 other position players have thrown a harder pitch. What's funny is 2 of them are Royals.
Yeah, I saw that too. The Royals are just addicted to having position players who can throw heat.
Christian Bethancourt, Brett Eibner, everybody remembers the Brett Eibner love,
yeah,
and then Drew Butera.
It's amazing.
If you can throw it 95 miles an hour,
mm-hmm.
you legitimately could like make this like a potential go of it. If you throw 95.
Ryan Goins did.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Ryan Goins. Anthony Goes. I got my journeyman
and Tony Pena Jr.
Yeah.
Like he threw it 95.
Yeah, he did.
And
I wonder how his arm's feeling today.
Oh, it's got to be shot. Well,
yeah. Nate, fun fact: Nate not in the lineup tonight. There's no chance. There's no chance Nate's playing today.
Like he
pulled the Michael A. Taylor.
He's gonna go on the IL. Yeah, 100% he is. That was hilarious.
Worth it though. That was awesome.
I did not watch it at that point in time.
Oh, I watched every moment of that. It was great.
Media. I definitely didn't watch it in real time. Coming up next, Matt Derrick off today, but we're going to talk a little NFL, including a new way of maybe watching the NFL. Derek every Tuesday at this time, but Matt off today. We'll try to get a hold of Matt tomorrow, but instead of talking a little Chiefs, we are going to get to me, some big news when it comes to the NFL and how you want to watch the NFL. It was announced today that NFL Sunday Ticket has announced its pricing. And there's a lot that I can take from this, because, and we'll factor in, baseball, because we will talk about everything here. So YouTube TV now owns NFL Sunday Ticket.
Correct.
NFL Sunday Ticket is their version of MLB TV, kind of. Okay. NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your team anywhere, anywhere. And it doesn't matter where you are. Okay. And it's a little bit different than Major League Baseball, because the NFL is on broadcast. Okay.
Yep.
The NFL is on CBS and Fox. You don't have to pay to watch the Chiefs take on the Bengals if they play on CBS. All you need is a set of rabbit ears connected to your TV. And I know plenty of people who do that. Okay. But YouTube TV, let me rephrase that. YouTube owns Sunday night NFL Sunday Ticket. YouTube TV, which you have YouTube TV, correct?
Yeah.
You're a YouTuber. All right. YouTube TV subscribers get a discount, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
If you subscribe to YouTube TV, it will cost you $249 if you purchase before June 6th as a add-on, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan is a YouTube TVer.
Correct.
Dan is not.
No.
Dan is like me.
You guys got that traditional old man cable.
We got the cable, all right? And mainly it's not so much for us, it's for our significant others, which is fine. I have no problem with that.
If you did, it'd be a little odd.
I don't want to say odd. It's just, I have whatever,
That's fair. Yeah.
So $249 for YouTube TV. If you want Red Zone, it'll cost you $289 because you get you get NFL Sunday Ticket plus Red Zone. It'll be $289. Okay. That's if you're a YouTube TV subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have YouTube TV, so me,
you, Dan, others in the universe,
it will cost you. You can get it. And this is where I want to know the number. Because previously with DirecTV, in order to get Sunday Ticket,
you had to have DirecTV.
You had to have DirecTV. It was part of it. Hey, I want Sunday Ticket. Great. Go put a dish on my roof. Non-YouTube TV subscribers, which means me, Dan, the rest of you out there, it will cost $350 if you choose to do it before June 6th. If you want Red Zone, it will cost $390. We'll just call it $400, okay? So this is where I am interested in, is how many people are willing to spend. And if you want Sunday Ticket without YouTube TV and Red Zone, it basically is going to cost you $22 every Sunday. That's what it breaks down to. $400 divided by 18, that's $22. If you just want Sunday Ticket, you don't care about Red Zone, cost you $19 per week. So if you are me, and let's say I am a absolute big Carolina Panthers fan, boy, I am excited. How many people will spend $19 or $22 to watch their team per week? Because that's what it's going to come down to. How many people just want to watch Red Zone? I know a lot of people who love Red Zone.
Yeah.
When their team is not playing, they're watching Red Zone because they want to see multiple games at the same time. You know, you got Mr. Hansen, calling two games. You got one on one screen, one on another, on your personal screen, and you're watching the Red Zone. I know a lot of people who do that. I am very interested. I wish we could find the numbers on how many people who subscribe to Sunday Ticket that's not YouTube TVers. I have not had a chance to ask Brendan this, but I will. Brendan is a Packers fan. Will he spend $250 to be able to watch,
just seamlessly be able to watch the Packers every week?
Every week. And for Brendan,
without fail,
because there are times where
they're not on the primetime game.
They're not the primetime game.
So sometimes it takes them a little bit of work to
now,
find the Packers.
Packers are a little different because they have a lot of feature games.
Yeah.
Because they're the Packers. Well, now, no Aaron Rodgers, how many games are they going to be featured? Okay. Is he willing to spend $13 a week to watch his Packers with no issue, but you get every other game?
Yeah.
You get every single game out there.
And Brendan would fit the idea of a football junkie who just wants to watch a bunch of football.
No, he is not a football junkie. No, he's a football addict. Okay. It's way worse than a junkie, I think. Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean that respectfly. So I'm interested in this. And if you are a, so you don't want to go to the what do you call it? The city team bar, like in New York City, there's 3 bars in New York City that exclusively air Chiefs games every single Sunday, and people go to that bar. Maybe you just want to chill at your house and you say, you know what, $250 or $350 is worth it for me. I find this intriguing, but here's the biggest difference, and this is where this is a great kind of litmus test, if you will, because you've got now NFL doing it standalone. How many people are willing to do this? Hockey, ESPN and hockey. If you are a fan here in the state of Kansas and are a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan, right? Go Bolts. You can pay a flat fee and you can watch any single Tampa Bay Lightning game. And it doesn't matter if you live in Tampa. You get it. This right here. Let's say you're a YouTube TV subscriber because you love it and you want to watch Chiefs. You can still watch Chiefs.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be a cable subscriber. You could just have rabbit ears, or you know what? You don't want to hassle because that's old technology. I don't want to deal with that. And you just have Netflix. That's all you got is Netflix. Do you got some type of streaming plug-in, a Fire Stick, a Roku, a Scooby-Doo, whatever you want to call them? You can pay $350 a year and get every single game plus the Chiefs game. You don't got to worry about, rabbit ears and signal and all that kind of stuff. Even in Kansas City. And the point I'm trying to get to here is it always goes back to to baseball. We are now 3 years going to where if you are in Kansas City and you have YouTube TV, you cannot watch the Royals. You, correct, my friend, Fulton, J. Castor,
still not the right middle initial,
cannot watch the Royals, even though
I have to go through far too many hoops to be able to watch my favorite baseball team, and then I'm in their market. Yes, no, that is the problem.
What you have to do is you have to buy MLB TV, and you do.
I do.
You do.
Shout out my two buddies who make this a lot cheaper venture.
How much is that a year?
Overall,
not you, because
I know. I believe it was 97 this year.
So let's just say it's $100.
Let's call it 100. 100 to stay flat. $100, and you get. And that is what I pay for is every game, period.
Except
local blackouts, which are mind-blowingly
for the Royals.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
Because I'm in their local market, exactly. And so I'm subjected to blackout restrictions.
This is not the same situation with NFL Sunday Ticket, nor the hockey package.
Correct.
If you live in Tampa Bay, and
you can watch them that way.
You can watch them that way. It's not local, okay? This, to me, is the way to go if you are a professional sports league. You have to have a standalone streaming service at this point in time, and Major League Baseball does not. Not only do they not have it in their market, it's not on broadcast, but if you want to choose to pay for it, you still can't get it. Is absolutely asinine. How many people will pay $350 a year to watch any single football game, but won't spend $18 a month to watch their local team? Because that's what it costs if you want to watch Bally's right now. It's going to cost you $18 a month for 6 months to watch the Royals. And if that isn't a shot right in front of the head of anybody who lives in Manhattan at MLB headquarters, that you have got people willing to spend $350 a year and not spend $18 a month for only 6 months to watch your baseball team.
What it shows is, like, we talk about this all the time. The NFL's marketing is king. They make themselves important. And that's another reason people want to spend this money. It's just, well, it's the NFL. We got to watch all the football we can. And plus, also, the United States is a football-obsessed country. It's what they do.
Yeah, it's us in football is like Brazil in soccer.
Yes, 100%. The U.S. in football is like a bunch of international countries in soccer. But yeah, it's the national sport of the United States is football. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Don't let anyone whose favorite sport is not football tell you something else. There is no difference. Football is the greatest thing to Americans. So, of course, they're willing to spend that much money. And the thing is, it does also show if you just have a singular area to where cord cut, like, you always do need linear cable options as of now. That might change some point in the future. That might change. We are not near that point yet. So you do need a way to watch a game over, because that's the beauty of the NFL. Even with NFL Sunday Ticket, it goes, all right, you don't have Sunday Ticket? Okay. You can still watch it on two of the most basic cable stations that every home in America can have. You're not going to get everything everybody else gets, but you can get what's in your market. Like, MLB needs to do that. And the thing is, I insult him a lot. Manfred understands this. Rob Manfred's discussed it at length. They need to tackle the blackout problem. They need to tackle the regional sports network problem.
And honestly, if they don't, because they have been gifted just it's on a platter.
Yeah.
Diamond Sports, who runs Bally's,
they're going through bankruptcy.
Yes, so you will be in control of it. You're going to be in control of your own entity.
It's right there.
You could do. If they don't,
Because
then I will never, ever, ever for the ever time that Manfred is there will ever think anything he does is good, because you have been given it to him on a silver platter.
It's so simple. If he can, it's simple in practice. It's complex in nature. If you can find a way to secure a deal through any one of several channels in existence, some way to keep games on linear network, which they can find a way. Networks are almost always going to be able to carry sports, because you can get people will tune in channels for the sports, man.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Find a way.
You can find some sort of partner for linear cable.
Unless you're the
But
Pac-12.
in the process of doing so, if you just eliminate blackout restrictions, and it's all like, just eliminate that blackouts exist and put it to where if you on MLB.TV, you get every game, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Your subscribers will go up.
And I'm interested in this. And if you want to give us a shout on the text line, would you be willing to spend $350 a year to get every NFL game, no matter where you are, including your phone? Here's the other thing, too. All right. If you want to, let's say you travel a bunch and, and you're gone on Sundays or you're gone somewhere, sometimes it's hard to watch CBS because you have to be, or Fox on your phone. Like if you're traveling or you want to watch it or, that type of thing. You can watch it on your phone. I mean, your phone is basically a Roku. You can get whatever you want, right? Yeah. It connects to the internet. You can watch Chiefs on your phone. Yeah. If you travel a whole bunch, that type of thing. So how many people will do this? The numbers are announced now. Will you spend $350 because you don't have to have DirecTV anymore? Yeah. Would you buy it standalone? Yeah. Would you buy it standalone? And this is the other thing too that is interesting. Good friend Warren Sharp. Warren Sharp says this: YouTube TV was 54 seconds behind real time for the last Super Bowl. Okay. Not sure the delay for regular Sunday afternoon during the next NFL season was Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, but more likely it was with DirecTV with a 24 to 30 second delay. People like watching games now with social media. Delay is not good. A 30-second delay is a long time. A long time. That's the beauty where if you get it via streaming, it's going to be delayed. Yep. That's why always hardline cable, direct to it. Yep. Like it is direct to it. You get it almost as fast as you possibly can. So I think that is, does that factor in at all? I think it does a little bit. Like for where I stand on it personally, and this is just for me, I will not buy it because the only football I care about watching every Sunday is the Chiefs, and I can watch my team. But I will openly say this. Let's say I lived out in California way, and I was out there where I blatantly would never, outside of prime time, could not watch my football team. I'd make room in the budget for it. If I was out of market, I'd buy this. Because it's simple, it's effective, the pricing, it is what it is when you're considering everything all together. I'd do it if I was out of market. The only reason I'm not buying it is because I'm in market and I don't care that much to watch non-Chiefs games. I will not buy it simply because I will watch whatever game is on. Yeah, like I will watch the Chiefs and then I will happily watch just whatever game is in my market that week. Exactly. I will pay attention to Twitter for updates of everything else. We're going to talk with Brendan at 1:30. I'm going to ask him, are you going to buy, and maybe he is a YouTube TVer, so it costs a lot less. Yeah, it's cheaper for him. Maybe he's willing to, I'll pay $13. He's a Red Zone guy. I know he likes Red Zone. We'll find out. We will find out. Coming up next, the latest on college realignment, our favorite topic. In the Big 12's college realignment world, Sports Business Journal says this. Last week, The Athletic reported that the CW has emerged as a potential new partner for the Pac-12. Sources told me at Sports Business Journal that the CW reps did hold initial talks with the conference, but those talks never got serious. Pac-12 expects to wind up with deals that combine traditional TV with streaming. There's little chance that the CW will end up with those rights. So not the CW. What about today? Stuart Mandel said twice that Colorado might not wait to see the Pac-12's actual media deal numbers before deciding to bolt to the Big 12. He said he heard about this a week or so ago, but yet didn't announce that. Stuart Mandel is an interesting situation right now. He is a very good college football reporter, but ever since his beloved Pac-12, since he lives out in the San Francisco area, might get absolutely, decapitated, he's been very, very biased when it comes to this. I would love Colorado to come back to the Big 12. I hope this happens. I really, really do.
Yeah.
I would love it. There's also been some rumors out there that say Arizona is full go to come to the Big 12, but Arizona State isn't.
Nah, of course, the Sun Devils are the problem.
That's interesting.
Darn party schools.
Arizona is in Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
Tucson stinks. All right.
Apologize to anyone out there who's from Tucson.
No, I've heard it. I've heard that the it's an hour and a half south of Phoenix, whereas Tempe is right smack dab next to Scottsdale. I mean, it is living out there. Arizona's got the better athletic programs, but Arizona State has bigger enrollment, better spot to be in. So there is some interesting news coming that Colorado might jump ship and head to the Big 12. Remember, Big 12's got 12 teams. Do they only want 2? Utah seems to be dug in that they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Darn Utes.
Coming up next, your chance to win some Royals tickets. mic'd up. Jake and Fulton with you. We've got Royals baseball coming up. Jacob deGrom starting for the Texas Rangers. Not what you're hoping for if you're trying to get off a bad performance.
Yeah, not usually good if your
Not
offense
great.
needs to get into a rhythm as facing a guy who's a former Cy Young winner.
Yes. Going up against Royal stopper Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles, first outing, very good. 5 1/3, 1 earned run. Second outing,
Mixed bag.
got a lot of strikeouts.
9 strikeouts, no walks. That's the good.
That was good. Gave up, though, 8 hits, including 2 homers, and a 6-3 loss to Toronto.
That's the bad.
So not ideal right now. But the Royals and the Rangers in action this evening. Everyone loves a list. It was National Jumbo Day yesterday. So we are going to go with the best things that are jumbo. All right. I think it's a wide topic.
Very wide.
Very wide topic. So we will get to best things jumbo. Interested in where you're going with jumbo. But it's time now to give a chance for Royals fans. Family 4-pack of tickets up for grabs. We need 2 callers for a chance to win these tickets.
2.
So, right now, 785-272-9429. And you get to pick the game that you want to go to. If you want to go to tomorrow's game, great. If you want to go to, well, not technically not tomorrow because they're in Texas. But if you want to go to Saturday in June, perfect. You're up there. All you got to do is win our edition of Who Am I? Very, very simple. We've played this game before. We'll explain the rules once we get our 2 contestants on the line. But you go to any game you want. Family 4-pack of tickets. Very simple, very easy. Now, if our 2 contestants, for some odd reason, don't get it right, then it is first come, first serve for the tickets as long as you answer the questions correctly. Okay? So, we've got Brad in Topeka. And we've got Ryan in Topeka. Brad, Ryan, have you guys played this game before is my question, or do I need to explain the rules one more time?
I don't think I have.
I have not either.
All right, so here is the rules. It's very, very simple. I'm going to read you 8 factual statements about a specific Royal. Every one of them is true about this same Royal. They start out very generic and they get down to very, very specific. If you think you know the answer, say your name a couple times. Say either Brad, 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 or Ryan, Ryan, Ryan. Very simple, very easy. However, if you guess wrong, you are eliminated. You don't get a guess again, and then the other person can wait until the very end and basically get it. So it's a little risk reward when it comes to this. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. And if also, can you turn down your radio if you are listening right now? So very easy, very simple. When you think you know the answer and you're willing to risk guessing, knowing that if you don't get it right, the other person's going to win. We try to make it easy there at the very, very end. So it's kind of who knows this Royal best. Okay. So, all right. Who am I? I was drafted by the Royals in 2007. I made my Royals and MLB debut in 2011. I played for the Royals from 2011 to 2021. If you think you know it and you're willing to risk it, let me know. I was the best starting pitcher for the Royals in 2014. I was a left-handed pitcher for the Royals.
Ryan.
All righty, Ryan. Now, if you get this right, you get 4 tickets to any game you want to when the Royals are in action. Who do you think this is? Who am I?
I'm going with Bury Me a Royal, Danny Duffy.
You're going with Bury Me a Royal, Danny Duffy. Are you going with it's a bear suit, Joel? A bear suit. That is correct, Ryan. You are correct. You are heading to the K. Ryan, what made you determine that this was Danny Duffy just after I said left-handed pitcher?
Well, 2014 we had a couple good guys. I was on the fence. I didn't want to risk it just quite yet, but when you said lefty, it was just way too obvious. I had to jump in.
Had to gamble with it, right?
Yep.
All righty, Ryan, hang on the line. Fulton's got to get some info from you. We appreciate you listening. Brad, thank you for playing. We'll be giving away plenty more Royals tickets, so be listening from here on out. We appreciate you jumping on.
All right, thank you.
Bury Me a Royal, Danny Duffy. That was actually one of the next statements that we were going to have. The next one was, I still hold the record for most strikeouts in a Royals game with 16. Danny Duffy, 16 punch-outs. I famously said, quote, bury me a Royal. The next one was, I wore a bear suit during the ALCS celebration in 2015, in which Danny Duffy said to Joel Goldberg, it's a bear suit, Joel. And then lastly, my initials are DD. Hopefully you could have gotten it before that, but Ryan in Topeka heading to the K, 4-pack of tickets for Ryan, courtesy of Mic'd Up right here on 580 WIBW. So we appreciate everybody joining in, and I'm sure some people were probably screaming, oh yeah, that's Danny Duffy, that's Danny Duffy. But yep, drafted in the 3rd round in 2007, made his debut in 11, pitched 11 years. Fun fact, he is actually in the minor league system of the Texas Rangers right now. He's not on the active 25-man roster or the 40-man, but he is on a minor league deal with the Texas Rangers. Of course, the Rangers right now, the GM, former Royal starting pitcher Chris Young. So yes, Danny Duffy in the Rangers organization. So thank you for playing along, Ryan and Brad. We will be giving away plenty more Royals tickets in this one. So congratulations to Ryan.
I do find it very appropriate that Ryan knew what one of our clues was going to be with calling him Bury Me a Royal.
Yeah, and then
that was very nice.
Yeah, that was the second one. Yeah, many people forget the Royals. He still holds the Royal for strikeouts.
I remember watching that game. It was awesome.
Let me ask you this, because I was looking up some stuff to try to figure this out, and I got on a site that's got like all the Royals like records, like strikeouts and everything. What's the most innings pitched in a single game by a Royal?
Oh boy. I am going to go, and we're going single game?
Yeah, single game.
11.
11.
Because the old school guys, if it got to extra innings, they were still going.
Okay. No.
What is it?
13.
Who went 13?
Larry Gura.
Oh, of course it was Larry
13 innings, gave up 2 runs, 12 hits, 2 walks, struck out 6. He went 13 innings. What kind of jelly arm does Larry Gura have?
Hey,
That's
man, they built them different back then.
That is incredible.
They built them different back then.
13 innings pitched.
I'm going to go find the box score now.
That's stupid. The box score, if you're wondering.
Yeah, what year are we at here? What year?
It would have been It was against the A's.
Okay.
1980, it looks like. Yeah.
I just want to see this for myself.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Holy goodness.
Yeah. It was an odd season for Gura. Just 4 days before his 13-inning effort, Gura tossed a 10-inning complete game victory. The arm is made out of
It's
Jell-O.
even better. It is better. So, as you noted, we had the 10-inning game before the 13-inning game. His next 2 starts were also complete games. He went 10, 13, 9, and 9.
Bullpen? What bullpen? Congratulations, bullpen. You're getting the day off because my name's Larry Gura and I'm a badass.
Goodness gracious.
Stupid.
What is that? Like, my goodness.
Larry Gura, baby.
My man literally at 10, 13, 9, 9, and then he casually cooled off with 7 1/3, 7 and 7.
Soft.
That was, do you know how many times in 1980 Larry Gura went 10 innings or more?
It's like 8.
No, only 3 times. A 10, a 13, and then he did 10 again in August.
We got guys now.
Good Lord.
He got 100 pitches. He went to 5 innings.
We
shut him down.
We did things a lot differently back in 1980. It was also Larry Gura's only All-Star season was in 1980.
Larry Gura.
I wonder why he was an All-Star when he was, pitching that much. That man had 16 complete games that year. He did not lead the league in complete games. He did face the most batters. He faced 1,100 batters that year, the most of anyone in the league.
That's incredible.
That man pitched 36 starts, had 16 complete games, 4 shutouts, and had a 2.95 ERA. Good Lord. And he only finished 6th in Cy Young voting. Oh, that's also one of George Brett's. It was George Brett MVP season that year.
Well, yeah.
I'm just down a rabbit hole over here.
All right.
All right.
1980 was when he flirted with 400.
I believe you're correct.
Oh, I know I'm correct.
Yeah, 390.
390.
Larry Gura was not the only Royal to receive Cy Young votes that year. That is also an interesting fact. Larry Gura, not the only Royal to receive Cy Young votes that year. There were 2 Royals to receive Cy Young votes that year. Who do you think was the other one to receive Cy Young votes?
Is that Sabes?
It is not Sabes.
Lonnie Jackson?
It's not Jackson.
Quiz?
It was Quiz.
Yeah.
Dan Quisenberry finished just above Larry Gura.
Look at his box. Go look at his game logs. Go look at his game logs. He came in like the sixth inning. Like his stat line's like 5 innings, 4 innings.
I want to point that. I do want to point that out real quick.
Yeah.
Larry. So Dan Quisenberry was one of 2 relievers to receive Cy Young votes.
Yeah.
In that year, the other was Goose Gossage. Goose had 64 games he played. He pitched 99 innings. Dan Quisenberry pitched 75 games.
Yeah.
He finished 68 of them.
Yeah.
He had 33 saves to tie with Goose for the league lead. And pitched 128 1/3 innings.
No, go look at the game log. It'll be like 3 innings, 4 innings, 3 innings, 2 innings. Like
we're going to his 1980s game logs here. Come here, Quiz.
Remotely pitched.
Come here, Quiz.
1 inning at a time.
Why did it pull up his splits? I don't want his splits. I need his game logs. I'm taking a gander.
I'm telling you,
I'm down a rabbit hole.
I've already been down that rabbit hole.
Oh my goodness! All right. Oh, I found a 2/3 of an inning appearance. Wow, lightweight.
Somebody got
4,
hurt.
2 1/3, 3, 2, 2, 3 2/3, 3.
That's when he came in. He came
Good
in the
Lord.
7th, and it was like, all right, it's yours. We ain't pitching anybody else.
All right, Quiz.
Ridiculous,
Man, just
absolutely ridiculous.
Some other fun names because this is just a full rabbit hole now. Some fun names in the ELAL Cy Young voting. 4th that year was Tommy John. The name of the surgery. Then of course, like I said, Goose Gossage. Mike Norris finished 2nd that year in ELAL Cy Young voting. Who do you, if you had to just take a guess, who do you think won ELAL Cy Young in 1980? I know there's no way you're gonna get this.
No clue.
Steve Stone. Steve Stone won his Cy Young that year.
Good guy.
Went 25 and 7.
The good guy.
Led the league in wins.
How many innings did he pitch that year? 310?
250 and 2/3.
Yeah.
Mike Norris threw 284 and a third.
That's impressive.
Then, of course, the 283 and a third of Larry Gura.
Yeah.
Good Lord, people.
No, I'm telling you, man, like that's the fun
That was
thing
also the year that Goose Scottish finished third in MVP voting.
that was fun because, or that's just so much different now. Not so, I mean, Gura obviously tossing 13 innings is stupid. I mean, look, starters today, they don't even do 13 innings in 2 starts. Like, no Royal has gone 13 innings in 2 starts this year. Not one of them. And
It's different. We play a different ball game now.
Yeah. But, man, Quiz going. He
Sure,
appeared in 75 games and pitched like 200 innings.
From the text line from the 785, only day off Quiz got was when Larry Gura pitched.
Yes. Yes.
Facts. The only day that he got off was, oh, Larry Gura's on the mound? All right, I don't have to go today.
Ridiculous.
Oh, man. Looking at old awards voting is great. Also, shout out the Royals with 2 players in the top 4 of MVP voting that year. Obviously, George Brett won it.
Willie Wilson.
And then Willie Wilson was 4th.
Yeah.
And then Dan Quisenberry was 8th. And then John Watson was 24th.
Yep. Yeah, did George won it unanimous, right?
He did not. He had an 85% share.
Are you got to be kidding me.
Reggie Jackson got some
Get out of here with
so
that.
George got 17 first place votes. 5 went to Reggie Jackson. 4 went to Goose Gossage, which, let me tell you, I have a lot of reasons of bones to pick with baseball writers of the 1980s and every other year.
Jeez.
But they had a reliever at 3rd in MVP voting. Get out of here.
He batted 390.
We gave him 4 first place votes. Then 1 first place vote did go to Willie Wilson as he led the league in at-bats, runs, and hits.
George Brett hit 390.
I know. Hey, brother, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
If you know somebody who voted not for George Brett there, you need to punch them.
And then shout out the other really random first place vote. Someone gave Rick Cerrone a first place vote from the Yankees. He hit 277 that year. We didn't give the man with a 390, 454, 664 slash a unanimous MVP.
George was a unit, man.
George was awesome.
Coming up next, we've got Everyone Loves the List here on Mic'd Up. All right, it was National Jumbo Day yesterday, so we're going to go with our favorite things that are jumbo. All right, what do you got, number 4?
Number 4, big fish. Jumbo fish are the best fish. If you take a fish that's like this big, but for some reason it grows to like this big, jumbo fish are awesome.
Okay. I want one of these.
Okay.
They're the jumbo hats that one guy
like
had.
Brian Robinson had that one time, the big hats.
I want one of those with an Ichabod logo on it.
Big jumbo hats are an honorable mention for me.
Jumbo
big hats are fun.
Hats. Those are sweet.
Number 3 for me, jumbo popcorn. Give me a big old popcorn better when it's a big old thing of popcorn.
I'm with you on that one. I love this. We have this in our backyard. Jumbo Jenga. The fact that if you play Jenga and you mess up and it can land on you, that's awesome. But basically, like anything jumbo lawn games,
that's fair.
Like, when we were on our vacation, we played jumbo chess one time where you actually had to move like the big giant chess pieces.
Yeah, big board games are always better, or big games are better.
Yeah.
No,
jumbo checkers.
Number 2 for me is also giant Jenga. A buddy of mine built his own, got his own 2x4, sanded it out, made him perfect. I love giant Jenga. Yeah. It's my favorite, one of my favorite games to play.
Jumbo Jenga in this situation.
Yes. Jumbo, giant, whatever we want to call it. Mm-hmm. Big Jenga is better than normal Jenga. Number
2 for me, jumbo shrimp.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Big, giant, monster shrimp. Love them. I'm a big seafood guy. Love seafood.
Seafood's so good.
Jumbo shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp's a good call. I think jumbo shrimp's a good call.
Shrimp on steroids.
Yes, exactly. Number for me, jumbo dogs. Dogs are great. Big dogs are the best. Nothing better than a really big dog.
We're talking like rough or like hot dog?
No, rough.
Okay,
not
big
food.
dog. Okay.
Big dogs.
Gotcha.
Like big, gigantic dogs are the best.
All right, so I went the jumbo hot dog.
Nice. That's a good one.
Jumbo hot dog is my number 1.
I love jumbo hot dogs,
jumbo
man.
Hot dog. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Brandon Dorsinski of 580 Sports Talk. To are the Chiefs better right now on April 11th than they were when they took the field against the Eagles in the Super Bowl? We'll discuss that, as well as what was the Royals roster this day last year, and how much different is it going into April 11th this year? It's kind of interesting. Fun little look at the roster construction for the Kansas City Chiefs. We got odds makers coming up, including what are the odds that Jacob deGrom will strike out 9 consecutive Royals like his teammate Andrew Heaney. That will be coming up as well with and do you have your percentage odds of the Royals losing 100 games?
I know where I'm at today.
You know where you're at today?
I know where
But
I'm at
do
today.
you have the previous ones?
Yes, I
You're
have
the
it on track.
gatekeeper of that.
I've been tracking it all right here.
That's my guy. All righty.
I'll make the spreadsheet later.
All righty.
I'll put it in a graph form. We can track the rise and fall.
Okay. Now, this is something that Fulton and I have been wanting to ask Brendan Dorzinski, and we have not talked to you since we found out this information. All right. Brendan Dorzinski of 580 Sports Talk joining us.
Hello.
All righty, Brendan.
Good afternoon.
All righty. You are a YouTube TVer.
I am, yes.
Okay. Found out today that YouTube owns Sunday Ticket.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube TV. Are you, Brendan Dorzinski, part owner of the Packers?
Man, I wish this was a perk. Tell you that much.
Will you spend $250 or $290 to get Red Zone? We also know that, at least this is what Fulton tells me, that you are a Red Zone guy.
Yeah, I like Red Zone. I like Red Zone as an alternate screen. I like that on my third screen.
Okay.
But
All
yes, I do like Red Zone.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. You are the perfect guy to talk to.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are out of market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If I need to ask Dan as well, because Dan is a Seahawk fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He is out of market. Are you going to spend $250 to get every Green Bay Packer football game?
No. No, but I wouldn't have done it if it had been Apple or Amazon. I wouldn't buy Sunday Ticket regardless, frankly, because I'll do the multi-screen. So if they're on, Chiefs and Packers play at the same time, I'll throw Fox on one TV, CBS on the other, got Red Zone on the other. I'm all good there. I also happen to be a fan of a team that, even though they're out of market now, we might not be all that good next year, but generally speaking, the Packers are a national game a lot.
No, that is the fact. And we discussed that. We said, well, Aaron Rodgers not being there, assumably, well, that's another interesting
he's not going
thing.
to play regardless.
Yeah,
Packers,
correct.
So yeah.
He is done with. I wonder how many games that the Packers will be on nationally in the windows, because they might not be as good this upcoming year, and I think Packers fans realize that. So you wouldn't pay $200, because we figured it out. It would be $13 a week to watch the Packers no matter what.
Yeah, I mean it is tempting when you break it down like that, but I probably wouldn't do it regardless. Also, to be completely blunt, most people who are going to get Sunday Ticket or were considered getting Sunday Ticket, that's the only way they would consume teams outside of their market. Some other people know some other ways they can watch games.
So you're willing to risk it for the illegal stream?
I said nothing about anything illegal. I'm just saying there are other ways you can. I could go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I could go to a bar. I could go to a friend's house who has it.
Okay.
I could jump on a ship and go, sail the seas.
You don't, but I get what you're saying. So $250. So what would be what would be the number there? Because $250 to me to watch, if you're out of market, I get it for just the sheer easiness of it.
Now, for what it's worth, if you are hoping to get Sunday Ticket, you got to sign up now or soon to get it at $250
before June 6th.
Before June 6th,
yeah.
I don't know if you 200 maybe a little under that.
It's only $50.
Yeah. You got to have a line somewhere, though, because otherwise you run into, about 200, what about 205? You have to have standards.
So I'm with Brendan here. You're not wrong.
Brendan's line is $50.
No, it's the principle of the thing,
It is
Jake.
the
I'm with
principle,
Brendan on this.
So
you can't let them keep moving the line on you, because they would if you are able to go. You have to have firm hold.
I would like you to know that $50 is approximately 5.79 Raising Cane's box combos. Pre-tax, of course.
I would have been wrong on this. I thought you would have been like $250. I can get any single game anywhere I want to. I thought you would take this.
I just don't think, for me, with how I consume games, it would be worth it. Because even if the Packers aren't Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football, oftentimes, since we are in an area of the country where there just aren't a lot of teams, there's the Chiefs, and then there's no one else for 7 hours in any direction, the Packers end up being on Fox constantly anyway.
No, that is true. But
plus they play the Chiefs this year.
If you live in like Ohio, and you're a fan of the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you ain't getting. I mean, and that's where I wonder, the non-YouTube TV subscribers. How many people are willing to spend $350 to watch their team? I am fascinated to find out that number.
I will say this. I found out last year during, I think it was week 2, when there was an outage on Sunday Ticket during the games on Sunday. And I had a bunch of friends text me. I saw it all over Twitter. I was like, I did not realize this many people actually paid for Sunday Ticket. And obviously it's popular because it's been around and it's expensive and and they advertise all the time.
But the difference is you had to buy crappy DirecTV.
No, I know.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
No matter what, like I could buy it,
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no content. I mean, that's the nice thing about a service like YouTube TV, is that, like, if Abby and I decided, hey, we don't need cable anymore, we could just cancel it right now. We could cancel it and it could be gone this afternoon.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got DirecTV, you're locked in for however long, or you can cancel it whenever and you have to pay for it.
Pay the rest of How much do you pay for Red Zone?
With YouTube TV, I think it's $11 a month, because it's part of their like elite sports package. So you get like channels that show various European soccer and racing and stuff.
It's $11 a month for the entire year, just during the NFL is what you pay for.
So since it's part of this package, it's always $11 a month, but we just pay for it September through December. January.
Okay, so you pay
$45 essentially
for Red Zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the nice thing about this is the a la carte, if you will. But yeah, I would have lost money there. I would have thought that you would have spent $250 to watch your Packers, and you don't have to worry about other means.
No, I understand your logic.
It does make.
I've always
sense.
been a fan of Sea Life, though.
It does make sense.
It's a good time
that they make that Green Bay is so close to this area.
Yeah,
it really, really does.
Yeah, I mean, like if I was a Dolphins fan or something, yeah, I mean you have to because when are we ever going to see them on TV?
Correct.
Rarely.
No, that
if ever
makes sense. Totally does. All right. Fulton said earlier today.
Oh no.
That the Royals right now, the realistic aspect of it can't. I mean, they are what they are. They can't be any worse than what we think of them right now. Do you agree? Did I say that right? Did I say that?
No. So okay. What I tried to get to you, what I try to get through, because they listen. I'm a fan. I'm with Buddy Bell on this. It can always get worse. Never say it can't get worse. It can always get worse.
They are what they are right now. The narrative isn't any different.
What I said was, how much more worse can the narrative get when all I see from Royals-centric things is when they do something well, it's a, hey, good job. And if they're bad for one inning, it is ship this franchise to Siberia and hang John Sherman from the gallows. Like, that is my point. Like, that was my point on narrative is, can it really get worse when it feels like everyone around the Royals just wants this team to be burned to the ground every 5 seconds is what I'm seeing. And maybe I'm just surrounded by Royals fans who are way too doom and gloom.
No, it absolutely can get worse. It can be, the Royals are on? Oh, they had a bad day today? Oh. Yeah. All right. Like
it can get worse.
Yeah, the opposite of love is not apathy. Hate, it is apathy. Indifference.
Yeah.
That is the worst spot to be. The Royals already have attendance indifference. Like, there were more than twice as many people at the Dome at America's Center for the Battlehawks and the Vipers this weekend. 35K. It would take the Royals 2.5 games to get that many people to Kauffman Stadium.
Or one opening day.
Do they have 35 for opening day?
38 opening day.
Okay. But 2 days later, they had 15.
No,
so,
I think.
And trust me, 15 might have been being generous. I saw that stadium firsthand.
Yeah.
I
15 might have been generous.
I think like the Monday, I think against the Blue Jays, they have like 9.
Here's the narrative-based problem the Royals have right now is that they are stuck. Because the last 5, even more than the last 5 years, because at least in the beginning of it, you said, okay, they got all these young pitchers. Eventually, they'll be there. They draft Asa Lacy. Eventually, now we know that's probably a pipe dream. But you, at least in those first couple years of the rebuild, had the thought, Witt is aging, but he's still there.
It was, we're going to be bad for a couple of years, but we can see the new build coming. We find in a couple of years.
You can see the vision.
Yeah.
By 21, you thought, do we still see the vision? Like, why is Merrifield still around? Like, we could have added something for here. These drafts have gone from, wow, look at these arms. And, Brady Singer could have been a top 12 pick. We got him at 17. It went from that to, we took an 18-year-old from Connecticut, like one of the worst baseball talent producing states in the country. We took a high school. What? Why did we do it? Like, you got stuck. Your rudder got stuck in the mud. And now you are redoing the rebuild where your farm system is bad. It's among the 5 worst in all of baseball, I believe.
I think they ranked 24.
So I'll say this real quick on the farm system. It depends on who you ask.
Okay, fair enough.
If you ask about close to the majors, it's like bottom half. If you ask overall depth of like considering guys are like 4 or 5 years away, it goes up a lot higher. The Royals do not have a lot of close to the surface guys, but the general consists among those of like guys in high A
like the
and stuff like that. Like the Mazzucatos, the Kundras, even Caden Wallace is like, those guys are where you go, oh man, the Royals got some talent way down the pipe.
Fair enough. But to that point,
but to the point, yes, there's nothing right coming down. So there's no one in Omaha instead of like 3 dudes where you're like,
well, exactly. So there's not an obvious like, hey, in 2 years, we're going to have this group of guys come up and fix it. So you're just, you've bottomed out and you're not able to again, to use the boat analogy, dig the rudder out of the mud here. So you could, in theory, get to a spot where this does not turn around, where Matt Quattrero is not the guy. The pitching, I mean, yesterday was bad, obviously, with Dylan Coleman, but like the pitching has been better than I thought it would be. Like with the level of talent they have in the bullpen and in the starting rotation, if they can be middle of the American League, that is a massive win because this is not a very talented pitching staff. But let's say that that's a small sample size thing, and over the course of 2 seasons, that doesn't work, and they've got to restart again. Then you get to a point where people just truly don't care. Like, oh, they're bad? Okay, whatever. Oh, they won 3 games out of 4? Okay, whatever.
Now, let me. Are we there already?
To Fulton's point, I don't think so, because if there are still, and we see it, you guys chiming in on the text line or in the YouTube comments, we still see people who are upset about the fact that the Royals are bad. Because as long as you're upset about, and I'm not saying it's good that fans are upset, but it is better to have people who are still emotionally invested than people who truly do not care. And this who does, like a team that truly doesn't care, and this is for different reasons, Commanders fans. Washington Commanders fans, they do not care. Because their owner is horrible, going to games sucks, watching the games stink, they haven't had a good quarterback in forever. Okay, cool, we're 8-9, we're 9-8, we're 6-11, we're 11-6, what does it matter? Like, that is true apathy. The Royals, thankfully, don't have ownership that bad, but I don't think they are there yet. I think it would be another couple years before they got to that bad.
And the reason I wonder this is, to me, coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, boy.
Okay, against Atlanta. All right? We will find out where they're at, because I will be very interested to know the attendance numbers on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. And I'm not telling Royals fans go out and support the team. Like, if you like the Royals, go. No, the Royals need to give you a reason to get your butt there.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
But if they're going to lose today, okay, DeGrom's going to shut them down. All right, so they're going to be 3-9. To be determined what happens on Wednesday. I mean, there's a chance that they could be 3-10 going into the game coming up on Friday.
Not great.
How many people are going to show up? I mean, like that's kind of my, like, oh my gosh, they haven't done anything to give you a reason to go to the ballpark now. And I'll be interested because, one, Atlanta, fun baseball team, fun, good baseball team.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Supposed to have good weather. Man, if you can't generate a decent number Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Atlanta, we're inching towards yikes.
By the way, better comparison for a team fan base that does not care, the A's.
And we make fun of the A's.
Yeah.
Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. Hey, by the way, trivia question for you, baseball trivia question. So last night you had Andrew Heaney strike out first 9 batters of the game. How many other times has that happened in MLB history?
Well, he tied the AL record, so we know at least once.
It's happened 4?
So the most recent one, I phrased this poorly. Do you know who the most recent one was and when it happened?
Wasn't it Aaron Nola?
Braden.
No.
Well, wasn't it Aaron Nola?
It was not Aaron Nola, at least not in the American League. It was Doug Fister. I barely know her. In 2012. Do you know who he faced when pitching for the Detroit Tigers when he struck out the first 9 batters of the game?
I feel like I know where this is
I
going.
don't want to answer that.
The 2012 Kansas City Royals.
It
has happened twice in the American League, and both times the Royals on the wrong end.
I do want to just add to this, though, a fun point. I've been Friday. I took some time to compare this team to the 2012 team. That team started 3-14 that year. Do you know what their final record was, though?
70 wins?
72-90.
Okay.
There are, and I'm not the first. I attribute this to our good friend David Lesky for bringing this to my attention. There are a lot of comparisons to the 2012 team you can make to the 2023 team. Not saying they're going to all simple off 72 wins and then go off the 13th or 15th streak of winning seasons. Not saying that. But I'm saying that 2012 team, before it all got good, started real bad.
No, yeah.
Like horrendously bad.
So, yeah, they ended the year after 3-14. They went 69-76 the rest of the way. That's not bad. I mean, it's bad.
It was
but
a
it's
lineup
not
of a young core that was in their second years. It was a worse pitching rotation. That rotation in 2012 was eyeball bleedingly bad.
Is Chris Getz the Nicky Lopez?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever Chris wants.
Yeah.
Chris Getz.
Chris Getz.
Johnny Giavotella played some good games at second base that year. Everyone remembers Johnny Giavotella.
Jonathan Sanchez in his Ferrari.
Luis Mendoza was part of that starting rotation.
Fantastic.
But, I mean, that's just another reason for me to say this team is like 2012, so they're going to win 72 games and go on a big, win a lot of games next 3 years. Last time they got struck out that many times in a row.
I wish you the best of luck.
Guys, I need to do something to myself, okay?
I get it.
Hey, my opinions have not changed. I am, and here's the reason why I'm so bummed is like the Royals had me. They had me
For years.
I am now me. I'm a sports guy. I'm just like my level of like the fact that they could start 3-10 and like 4-9 like that. They're not winning tonight. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Like what is the money line right now? What do you suppose it is? Plus what? 250, 300 for just money line win?
I'm going to say
240
plus 210.
Do you realize if it's over 200, that means you are just an insane underdog in baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right now, the Royals against they are plus, they are plus 240.
Nice, Brendan.
They're
Well done.
plus 240.
You should go work for the guys in Vegas.
The Royals are plus 240.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
They are not the biggest underdogs of the day.
Well, I'm assuming the A's or the Tigers or the Nationals.
It is the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
Who did beat the Angels yesterday. Stupid Angels.
Angels are so...
I may have had some interest on that game.
Man, that's
understandably
incredible.
so.
Incredible. Brandon, we appreciate the time. Have a good time before the Royals take on the Rangers tonight.
I'll do my best.
Over under strikeouts. Go. 9.5.
Over.
Over. I can't do it. Got to go under. Coming up next, we're going to talk Chiefs last year compared to this year. Mic'd up with Jake and Fulton, coming to you on this Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Royals baseball coming up tonight as they take on Jacob deGrom and the Texas Rangers. We mentioned that the Royals are plus 240 when it comes to winning this game. Alrighty, Fulton.
Yeah.
Let's do the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right.
Okay.
Jacksonville versus Kansas City, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mhm.
What do you think was the plus minus in Jacksonville, Kansas City? I'm trying to relate just how much of an underdog that this team would be.
I assume Jackson was like plus 3 something.
They were plus 390.
Wow. Proud of myself there.
So not as bad of an underdog. That also goes to show you how good the Kansas City Chiefs are.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
also a little bit to how volatile baseball is. Because if the Royals are, down 1-0 going into the 7th inning and deGrom is not there anymore, the Royals can find a way to get a win. But that's kind of similar, though. Jacksonville pulling off the upset over the Chiefs, kind of like the Royals winning today.
So I did a thing I shouldn't have done.
No.
I've not as bad as you probably think I did. I went to Jacob deGrom's career splits and see, has he ever faced the Royals, and how did that go? He has one career start against Kansas City in the regular season. It went pretty well for Jacob deGrom. He went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 5.
When did he do this?
That's a great question that I can try and find out. Give me,
because if he didn't do it here recently, then that doesn't really affect anything.
Give me 1 moment. Let's see, because Royals played the West last year. We're gonna. I think it might have been 2019. We're gonna
that one doesn't count.
It was. Wow. How in the world did I guess that perfectly right? It was August 17th of 2019. I'm shooting my own horn here for a minute. Baseball Reference does not tell you when these games are played, and there is not a way to search out games against a specific team. It's very annoying. So I had to fully guess when that happened. So I'm taking a victory lap. Oh yeah, no, it's back in 2019.
Yes, that doesn't count.
Okay, then
yeah.
In that essence, then they've never faced Jacob deGrom.
Nope, they haven't.
Never happened.
They're about ready.
Completely new pitcher.
They're about ready to.
Means anything can happen. Everything's on the table,
including a 3-hit shutout.
Including you chase him in the 5th inning. See, this is the glass half full thing I'm trying to get you all to start doing.
All righty.
That worked on Friday. I went full glass half full on Friday, and they won a series.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just saying.
Well, then let's do this right now. You have to mow my yard twice.
Yes, because with that loss, I lost again.
All righty.
Yeah. You said you wanted to keep double or nothing. It's like 8.
I'm gonna double or nothing up. And like if I win this next one, and you'd have to mow my yard 4 times.
4.
That's basically the month of July for me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for here.
Okay.
I got to figure out a bet that you will make, and you're gonna think with your heart, not your head, like you did.
Man,
the last
I'm trying
bet.
to be smart. Look, I just had they not gotten the crap kicked out of them last night, I would feel more proud of the thing. I could say of like I wasn't fully wrong because they were more like they had losses, but there were losses to where 3 different, 2 different things go correctly. We're still on the hunt right here. I don't think I was as off base as we originally thought. Granted, we're going to be at like 3-10 compared to we're going to be 3 wins short, but 3 wins short when there's like 4 or 5 that you're like.
I think I got a bet that we can make for tonight's game. Double or nothing.
Oh no. I don't know if I want to do anything on one specific game tonight, man.
Oh yeah. Yep. One specific game.
Okay.
Or we might make the actually no, tomorrow would be more interesting because I don't know. I gotta might have to think about that one. Or maybe I just offer you something else completely and we'll play like let's make a deal.
Oh no.
So I'm thinking like, Jacob deGrom, if he strikes out 10 or fewer, or, 9 or fewer, but you probably won't take that one. So I
take the under on Jacob deGrom strikeouts. I take the under.
Take the under on 10. I think that's way too high. That's not that's not a smart bet for me.
I think, if you listen, they struggled a bunch against Andrew Heaney last night. They're making good contact.
So what does that mean?
Don't say it. Do not. Do not say it.
They're due.
I hate you so much.
They're due. God. They are due, man. By the way, from the text line, when we talked about the Sunday Ticket, the only reason I had DirecTV was for Sunday Ticket. I'm an Eagles fan. Spent the last 5 years, changed to YouTube this year for the exact same reason. We'll be paying for it. There are a lot of people out there who do that.
I just want to point this out here. That's a good point on YouTube TV. I just want to point this out on the Royals. Our good man Chris chimed in on the YouTube comment section, which is correct. James DeGrom did start against the Royals in the 2015 World Series. He gave up 4 runs in 5 innings.
I was also single and didn't have any kids.
Just saying.
Get out of here with that. That's like saying, oh, yeah, Josh Allen was trash his rookie year.
I mean, he was. That's a factual statement.
And things are a little different.
We can talk about it being different and him not being trash anymore. It is factual to say he was trash his rookie year.
Out of here. All righty. We're going to talk a little Chiefs here. And it's wild how the rosters can change from year to year. So I wanted to look at what team right now would have a better win-loss record. The team that started the Super Bowl or the lineup currently constructed right now? What are you going to take? Who do you think would have more wins? Last year's Super Bowl team? And I'm talking about playing in the Super Bowl versus this year's team. Currently, as it stands, with no rookies.
I mean, I think you got to go with the team that won a Super Bowl. Like that construction. They proved they can do it. But I don't think the gap is like sizable.
I think you can argue this current iteration right now on the roster is better. There's one question to me about this year's roster right now on April 11th without the draft class compared to the team that's suited up for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And it's very simple to me. Can Juwan Taylor play left tackle as good as Orlando Brown?
Yes.
Then the answer to me is they are already more talented. Taylor over Orlando Brown. You still got Tooney, Creed, and Trey Smith. Andrew Wiley versus Lucas Niang. I'm higher on Lucas Niang than most people.
Yeah.
Okay. Mahomes and Pacheco still the same. Kelsey's still the same.
Yeah.
Tony, MVS, Sky Moore over Juju, MVS, and Tony. Okay. The difference there is Juju to Sky Moore. Defensively, they're better. I think this is a better defensive team right now. Karlaftis and Dana, the same. But I think Karlaftis is only going to get better.
Karlaftis
Okay?
today is probably better than Karlaftis at that point.
Jones, still the same. I think Amenahu is going to be better than Frank Clark in the regular season. I really, really do. You still got Gay, Bolton. Throw in Drew Tranquill as well. Instead of Thornhill, you've got technically Cook. And instead of Cook, you've got Edwards. And your corners are the exact same.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like McDuffie's going to get better. I feel like Watson hopefully will get better. Now, is the sophomore slump thing real? Potentially. But it's not like in baseball where it is you get a book on them, that type of thing.
Yeah.
To me, you can argue that right now, the biggest difference between the team that lined up for the Super Bowl and the team that lined up right now is the difference between Juju Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore. And how big of a gap is that? I'm not going to worry about that. A lot of people are worried about the wide receiver position right now for the Kansas City Chiefs. I absolutely am not. I am not worried about it. One, because you've got Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs low key have done some tremendous moves in this situation to me.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the draft yet.
That's true.
And that's the reason why I am pumped about this. I think the O-line is going to be better than last year. I think Pacheco will be better than last year. More MVS and Tony, MVS, Juju. I think Sky Moore can develop. You saw it there at the end of the year a little bit. Defensively, I think Karlaftis is going to be better than last year. I think Amenahu is going to be better than Clark. I think adding Drew Tranquill, I think the Chiefs secondary, they were rookies last year. I think they will get better. That's what makes me excited about this upcoming season for the Kansas City Chiefs with what they're at this moment. Then let's take a look at what they were right now last year on April 11th. They had Brown, Tooney, Creed, Smith, and Wiley. Okay. They had Mahomes at quarterback. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire at running back. They're better than last year at this time because Pacheco is better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That's true.
They had Kelsey, same as Kelsey. Their wide receivers at this time last year were Juju, MVS, and Hardman. How much different is it going from Juju, MVS, and Hardman to Tony, MVS, and Moore?
I think that's the big question mark. And I think it'll be a fine transition. I think it'll be okay. But that is the question mark.
Defensive end. All right. You had Dana, Jones, Noddy, and Clark. Compared to now, you've got Karlaftis, Jones, Noddy, and Amenahu with Dana coming off the bench. Way better.
I think that's a better situation. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd agree.
Gay, Bolton at linebacker.
Stay his name.
But a year older, both Gay and Bolton.
You're older, you're wiser.
Your safeties were Thornhill, Deion Bush, and Reed. And your corners were Snead, Fenton, and Baker. Those are your corners at this time last year. Look at last year compared to this year. This year's team, I think, is substantially better than last year on April 11th. One, because I think the free agents that they signed in Jawan Taylor and Charles Amenahu, I think the Drew Tranquill signing is going to be good. Throw in the guys that they drafted as well with Karlaftis, McDuffie, and Cook. Last year's team to this year's team on April 11th right now to April 11th, 2020, give me this year's team, and it's not even close. And I still think the lineup between the Super Bowl to right now, despite losing the guys that they did, they have filled those spots to me with younger and more upside guys than they had. Taylor has more upside than Orlando Brown to me. He does. Omenihu has more upside than Frank Clark. Drew Tranquil has much more upside. So I mean, you could put together that Richie James is better than Justin Watson. You can argue that what Sky Moore can do is the same damn thing what McCole Hardman can do. They are just younger and more upside from last year on April 11th, clearly to this year. And I think there's an argument to the Super Bowl from last year to this year. And the wide receiver position, I think this is maybe seeing it through red colored glasses, but if I've got Patrick Mahomes, I think he's going to make it work. But Taylor, give me Taylor over Brown. I'm glad they made that move. I think that is an improvement.
Oh, incredibly so. I agree.
I really, really do.
Yeah.
Do I think the difference between Taylor and Brown in improvement is basically the same as Wiley to Niang if you don't think Niang is any good? I think Niang was going to be their starting right tackle, and then he got hurt. And then Wiley played well enough to not get him back on the field, and the Chiefs were not going to mess with a good thing. And you ready for this? I think the Chiefs are going to draft a tackle with their first pick. And he might be better than Niang. And if he does, then it's not even a question in that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they draft in the first round, whether it be an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, or a defensive end, I will be very surprised if they draft somebody other than one of those three positions.
Agreed.
To me, then, that already boosts the depth and boosts the team getting ready to go into mandatory minicamp in June. That's what I no one's, it's kind of the dead period right now leading up to the draft. Not a lot's being said, unless you're Carson Palmer. But I think you can. I think this lineup is better than last year's lineup.
The argument exists, and that I think is just the important thing above all is that if at least the argument exists, you're in a good spot. Whenever you can make a case, and the case is reasonable.
What's the case that it isn't? Is it simply Juju?
To me, it comes down to wide receiver room. And like I said, I've been at length about the fact that as long as you have Travis Kelce to lead your pass catching room, you can make do with everything else. But I think that's your contention point because everything else is the same. I think the consensus, and I think the consensus is correct, that Juwan Taylor's going to be a better left tackle than Orlando Brown. We haven't seen it, but I don't imagine it can get, I don't imagine it'll be a step backwards. Right tackle, you can have, kind of your question marks of Wiley versus Niang and yada, yada, yada. But I mean, if 4 of the 5 parts of your offensive line are fine, you're going to be okay. Like, you're going to be fine. So, and then defensively, I think defense is going to be as good or better. It will not take a step back because the guys you've lost are not massive departures, and you've replaced most of them. Like, you've shuffled around the defense. So that's where the contention point is, can the Chiefs be okay with a passing group that behind Kelce is raw? Which is what it is.
Let me ask you this. If Juju Smith-Schuster played in essentially 14 games, okay? If Kadarius Toney gets 101 targets, how many yards is he getting?
He gets 101 targets?
Yeah. That's what Juju Smith-Schuster got, 101 targets.
If Kadarius can get 101 targets, I'd have to imagine to get close to 1,000 yards.
See, to me, there's no difference then.
But the problem is that we're still in conjecture, and that's my whole thing. We're in conjecture with that, though.
But we're always in conjecture when we
yes,
go forth.
But that's my point of where there's the argument that there's not.
I think it's more of a.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's. That's what I'm saying. It's not a slam dunk to say no questions asked, guaranteed, book it. They are better. Like, both arguments exist.
I look at if Kadarius Toney had 17 targets and had 171 yards this year and 2 touchdowns. Okay. Juju Smith-Schuster had 101 targets, ended up with 933 yards, an average of 12 yards per reception. Kadarius Toney had 12 yards per reception. To me, and if we're going to talk about, can he stay healthy? Well, Juju didn't stay healthy. He missed 3 games.
It's true.
It's just as simple as, and we talked about this last year, who's going to get the targets when Tyreek is gone? The answer was it went to Juju. If you just take 101 balls thrown at Kadarius Toney, I think he's getting you that production.
I would think so as well. Yeah. But that like the point is not to say you are wrong. It's to say there is another way to view this.
And you say no, he's not.
I say he could be or he couldn't be. We do not know.
No, I'm asking you to choose one.
If I think so, I think Toney's better than Juju. If I had to pick one, Toney's better.
Well, I don't necessarily say better.
Well, I will say better.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like I have been a fan of Kadarius Toney since he was drafted out of Florida.
Correct.
Like his talent and skill level are off the charts.
But the point I'm trying to get out there is that this is all availability.
Yeah,
that's it. If
it's availability and continued growth.
It's even what he did this last year in 3 games. If you just get the option of 101 targets, that's why I think somebody's got to get those targets. The Chiefs are not just going to throw it; they're going to throw it at somebody. And if you throw it to Kadarius Toney, I think he'll catch 70 balls for 900 yards, and that's why I look at everywhere else. I look at running back is better. I think their O-line is going to be better. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to still do his thing. I don't see a drop-off with Travis Kelce. And I go to the defensive side of things. I think McDuffie. I think Watson. They go deeper at linebacker. I think Amenahu is going to have a better regular season than Frank Clark.
Yeah.
That's why I would take this Chiefs team right now on April 11th going into this year's draft than last year's Super Bowl team with all the departures. I just think the additions are better and younger, and we are more higher on Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
And you still have the draft. And the draft can be,
fascinating.
I think the draft is not completely a crapshoot because you look at the Giants when Dave Gettleman was drafting. Just awful. In fact, let's have some fun with the New York Giants draft history. Because he was fired. Like this last year was
first one of the new regime.
Yes. Okay, so we don't count this last year's draft. Okay. So we are gonna go back in, let's go to 2017. Okay. I mean, Evan Ingram. Above average tight end. Dalvin Tomlinson. Davis Webb.
No. Davis Webb is now someone's quarterback coach.
Saquon Barkley.
Hit.
Will Hernandez. Lorenzo Carter. BJ Hill. And then 2019. Daniel Jones. Dexter Lawrence. Good play. He's their best guy. He's really good.
That's good. That's hit.
DeAndre Baker, not in the league anymore. Julian Love. Ryan Connolly. 2020, Andrew Thomas. Pretty good player.
He's really developed.
Xavier McKinney. Matt Pert. Darnell Holmes. In 2021, you traded your first round pick already. Azeez Ojulari, Aaron Robinson. Those are all top 3 picks. Like, it's not a crapshoot if you've got a competent person there, but Dave Gettleman was terrible at his job.
He's an idiot.
Awful. Brett Veach isn't.
No.
His drafts have been good.
He's on a heater.
I think last year is one of the best drafts that you can have.
Yeah, when you make 10 draft picks and all 10 players make your 53-man roster, that's impressive.
And not only that, but you're drafting at the end of every single round.
Yeah, you're not drafting with top 10 picks every time. You're drafting at the back half where you get a little more creative and got to dig deeper.
Instead of picks 2 and 34, you're taking picks 30 and 63. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to just go, oh yeah, we're going to destroy this draft like we did last year.
No, to hit like last year is going to be damn near impossible. Like,
but it'll be
a step back.
I would like to think that you're going to get some players who are going to
contributors
improve your team.
I believe so.
And that's why I think going into this year, this team is going to be better than the team that won the Super Bowl last year, because we saw the offense can still click.
They certainly have the potential to do so.
So I think on paper, after the draft and everything, they will be a better team. And if that doesn't get you excited for this upcoming year, their number, by the way, the over-under for the Chiefs is 12.5, I believe. I don't see the Chiefs losing 5 games. I just don't. I think the worst that they can do is 13-4. That's the worst that they can do.
So you're hammer the over.
Hammer the over. Only one time in Andy Reid's career with the Chiefs did they not hit the over. One time. That's it. Hammer the over. I looking at that roster compared to this one, and I'm also from the text line. Kadarius has higher upside than Juju. I agree. I also think that he's got a lower floor than Juju. Both coming off of, and both knocks for both of them were, can they stay healthy? Juju was healthy for 14 games. Kadarius Toney, how many games will he be healthy for? I'll take my chances with 15. We'll take the upside. Coming up next, little odds makers here on Mic'd Up. Fulton that the Royals lose 100 games?
What are the odds the Royals lose 100 games?
For those of you wondering right now, their win-loss percentage is 27 at 3-8. If you're wondering what a 27% losing
Percentage?
extended out,
Yeah.
not good. Worst record ever.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. So what do we got?
It would be pretty bad. Let's go 2%.
2%. So what have been the three numbers?
We've gone 5 to 3 to 1 to 2.
So it's increased
By a percentage point.
by a percentage point.
It's a little different. Yeah, there's a chance. Their schedule will get better. There's a lot of baseball left. It's no big deal.
That's all. That's
They're facing some bad teams right now. They're facing some good teams right now, and they're playing better right now. Let me correct that phrasing there. They were doing this against. If they had the schedule the Rays had to start the year, and they were doing this, I would be worried. Then I would be.
okay. We will
I'd
ask
be
this
worried.
question a week from today.
We always do.
Always do to keep this on track, because a week from today might be a different answer.
No, it won't. We'll be fine.
You gonna say it too?
We'll probably be at 2 weeks from
Okay.
today. You know, because let's see. They have.
They got Atlanta and Texas again.
And
Let's just real quick take a peek at the schedule on who might be starting for the Braves. We've got Morton. They don't know who's going to start against Bubich, then Elder. Then good news is we don't get to face Mr. Strikeout. That's Heaney.
Okay.
Looks like you're going to face DeGrom again, Evaldi again, and then their all-star in Martin Perez last year.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I just
It'll
that
be
is
fine.
you're gonna face the three best pitchers for the Rangers in that 3-game series,
It'll be fine.
and then you take on the Braves.
Mhm.
Oh dear.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Are you the guy?
Really?
Are you the little gif of who is it? The dog that's in
The dog in the fire.
It's
This
like,
is fine. Yeah, that's me
everything's
right now.
fine. Everything's fine.
I think it's appropriate to say that I'm that
Everything's-
character right now. It's
everything
fine.
is
It's all
fine.
good. It's all good. It's okay.
You're Kevin
okay.
Bacon in National Lampoon. All is well. All is
all good.
well.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. Nothing bad's happening. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. What are the odds the Tampa Bay Rays reach 13-0?
They are 10-0.
If I remember correctly, 13-0, the best start ever in American League history. If my history is correct. Not the longest overall winning streak. Those are
No.
much different things. But I believe 13-0 is the best start to a year by an American League team.
In 2003, what did the Royals start?
9-0.
They started 9-0.
Rays were the first team since the 03 Royals to do that.
It's the Royals. Yeah, that's awesome.
Fun facts. Fun numbers.
They're taking on the Red Sox.
Essentially, do they sweep the Red Sox? Because they have 3 more against Boston. They beat Boston 1-0 last night.
No, they won't. They will not. What are the odds? The odds will be 25%.
Okay.
Not good. They're gonna eventually lose.
They're going to finally lose one?
Yeah.
We'll say if they reach 13-0, then they have to go through the Blue Jays for 3, which will be easily their toughest test of the year. And then after that, they get the Reds. I have to point this out. The Rays' schedule is comically bad to start the year. Because they get the Reds, then
Why
they go.
can't the Royals have had that schedule?
Then they go to the White Sox, another comically bad team. I am currently just taking my victory lap on the White Sox being abysmal. Like, they can't pitch. Unless your name is Dylan Cease, they can't pitch. And if your name is Dylan Cease, you still apparently can't pitch against bums. Then they finally face a real team in the Houston Astros. And then they get the White Sox again. The Rays played the White Sox 7 times this month. Why couldn't the Royals get that? Why do the Rays get to face all the fake teams? Why do they get to face all the mafia fronts? And the Athletics and the Nationals?
Yeah.
This is bull crap.
Okay, they face the A's.
Yeah, when do we get to face the Ponzi scheme? May 6th that weekend.
Yep, they face
Because
Oakland
Lorenzo
at home.
Cain's retirement ceremony is May 6th.
Yep. They play Oakland. When do they go to Oakland?
That's a great question.
They go to Oakland
In August.
in August.
Wow,
So
how did I get that right? I just guessed.
those games don't matter.
They could.
Nah, they won't.
Jake, you could. Get your apathy out of here.
No, that's not apathy. I'm not yet at apathy. Not yet. I'm just at realism. Because I still care. When do they face the Nationals in May for 3 at home?
Goodness, thank goodness.
So that's a positive there. And then they face the Reds. When do they face the Reds? Oh, they face the Reds at home in June.
Yeah,
that's solid. And that's positive there. They face the Pirates.
Yeah, when do they deal with the Buccos?
At home in August. No, they're gonna done. Those games don't matter. Basically, games matter in March, April, and June. July, August, September don't matter.
I just realized something. I'm scrolling through it here. The national world is going to get punished in August. August 28th, the Pirates and Royals game is a primetime game on a Monday night on Fox Sports 1.
Right on.
Who in the world decided that was a good idea? And I will say that as the person I am. That's punishing somebody.
That makes no sense.
That is punishing someone.
It was real bad.
Good Lord.
Real bad.
But it'll be fine tonight.
All right.
They'll do okay.
Okay.
They'll be perfectly okay tonight.
What are the odds?
Oh, no.
What oh no?
I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a no-no.
Why oh no?
I don't know. It feels like it's going to be a no-no. That's just my gut. My gut could be wrong.
What are the odds that KU or K-State land one of the top 5 transfer portal players? LJ Cryer going to Houston. He's going to Houston because that's where he's from. And that's where we were wondering, okay, could he go to K-State? Well, he's from Katy, Texas, outside of Houston. He wanted to go play at Houston. And it's in the Big 12 starting next year.
Good for him. Man, I'm gonna pull up our good friends at The Athletic, including our good friend CJ Moore at The Athletic. They're top 5 players in the portal. And you know what? I'm gonna be very positive.
Who are they?
Per The Athletic's last update, number 1 is Hunter Dickinson. Number 2 is Tyler Perry, a 5'11" guard from North Texas. Number 3 is Ryan Nemhard from Creighton. 4 is Jesse Edwards of Syracuse. And 5 is Max Amos of Oral Roberts.
He's still in college?
He's got 1 year left.
Man, he's on the Cam Martin approach.
He's on that Mitch Lightfoot plan. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna say 52%.
That KU or K-State.
I think one of them
five.
lands one of these 5 guys.
Really?
I'm not as high on Hunter Dickinson as some other people. I think he's a very good player, but there's sometimes I'm like, I don't know if he's as great as like an elite player, but he's still, I would agree, he's the best guy in the portal. I would have to suggest KU like throws the house at Hunter Dickinson and recruiting tactics. I don't mean that in the form of like NIL or other things like that. Like I would be stunned if KU is not doing everything they can to get Hunter Dickinson to KU. But outside of that, like,
okay,
if you're Tyler Perry, a guard who wants to get better, like a smaller guard, you just see what Jerome Tanis do with Marquise Noel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ryan Nemhard, if you want to play pure points somewhere, I mean, Max Amos, another small guard who can really shoot. Like, I don't think it's crazy that one of those 5 guys that I just named lands at KU or K-State. And I don't lean to the or K-State there. I think one of those guards could really look at what Jerome Tanis with Marquise Noel and go, it's worth a shot.
I'm going to go 30%.
I think that's a much more smarter, conservative approach to me.
I'm going to go 30% that one of those 5 either goes to KU or K-State.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller. Coming up next, we will get to the Royals and just what is the biggest issue when it comes to the offense. We'll get to that next. issue for the Royals right now? They can't hit the fastball.
Yeah, it's up there. And it's weird. It's a really weird thing with them because...
And the reason I say that is the offense has not been great. And really, the offense against the Giants when they won, I mean, they won 6-5, and half those runs came on one swing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their run totals are 1, 0, 3, 1, 6, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
And they faced some okay pitchers, but they're not facing, like today. If they get 4 hits and 8 Ks, like,
that's what Jacob deGrom does.
yeah, I'm all right with that.
Like, they have faced some good pitchers this year. Like, they have faced some good ones. DeGrom's easily the best they've faced all year. So, like, that's part of the problem is they're really struggling to hit fastballs overall. In the game against Toronto when they beat up on Jose Barrios, they really jumped on his fastball, but it's because it's just not anything special at all. And Andrew Heaney, for as low as the velocity is, there's other things about it that it does well that makes it hard to hit. It's not as, we've evolved past the point of going, low velocity fastball, easy, high velocity fastball, hard. We've learned it's not as black and white as that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Royals, it's a weird thing. It's a problem. The other, it goes beyond just fastballs, though. Their problem is swing and miss right now. Like, I think their approach on what they're choosing to swing at overall is good. They're not chasing a ton. They are chasing at times, which is frustrating. It's usually specific guys they're still chasing.
Their walk rate has been
their walk
good.
rate, exactly. Their walk rate is fine. Their approach is not the problem. Now, part of the problem is their approach seems to waver in games. As I talked this a lot on Friday. When they get runners on base and in scoring position, the approach seems to go by the wayside sometimes. I don't know if that's pressing or what it is. That's a problem. Like, they need to make sure their approach is consistent because it does seem like they're willing to bail on what is a good overall approach too early in games and they get pressing. The other fact is quite simple. They are not making enough contact in the zone. So many of Andrew Heaney's strikeouts yesterday were guys swinging on pitches in the zone, pitches you want to swing at, that you should make contact with, and they just couldn't do it. And that's the thing, as I've watched this team through what is now, what are we at? 11 games? It's they just got to find ways to make more contact. And I don't know what the perfect solution is. I don't know if that's just a timing thing, because I think that's what it was for Vinny Pasquantino individually. I think it was just timing. And he's gotten that mostly back. Now, he had the walk yesterday and then also, had uncharacteristic strikeouts yesterday.
He also hit a hard one up the middle.
But yeah, he also did Vinny's figuring his timing. I think part of it might just be timing with these guys, which just happens. Sometimes you're just off for a week or two and you just can't seem to time everything up right. I don't know if that's what it is, but to me that offensively, that is their biggest problem. Is just they're not making contact, which with the type of guys there are, for some of them is correctable. Other guys, it is not. And I don't want to get into that argument right now because they're just guys that are playing that shouldn't be. And we know where we're at with all that. We just know where we're at. But for all the young guys that are struggling, they have shown better contact and will, like, Bobby Jr. is not going to swing and miss this much for forever. He's going to get his timing in and figure it out. Now, against fastballs, that's another thing, because he had that problem all last year too. But the fact that Bobby Jr. is also taking more pitches and walking more is a positive development. I think he'll figure out the other stuff. MJ Melendez, because I assume he'll be back in the lineup today,
The lineup's got to be out.
Is going to make more contact and going to figure out more things. We see what Vinny's doing. Salvador Perez, it's wild. It's going to have changed from last night. Going into last night, Salvador Perez is the best strikeout rate in Major League Baseball. Now, that has definitely changed, probably. But Salvador Perez learned to not chase overall, or has found what he likes. Like, there are things that means this, it's what I spent all Friday talking about. Beyond just the bad luck stats that everyone's been getting berated with, there are things that say this offense can get better. But
it better get better.
It's a process, and there's nothing that tells me it's not going to click one day. Like, it's not just going to be like all of a sudden the Royals just going to start, getting all these hits all at once. Like, it's going to be a slow process because all the guys that need to figure it out are all young dudes, but they'll get there. They will figure it out.
The Royals have not released their lineup yet.
It's being delayed today for some reason. That's I assume against DeGrom. I don't know what they're going to do against DeGrom. I put 9 guys up there and pray.
No, you put your 9 best hitters up there. Against a guy like that, you put your 9 best hitters.
Don't disagree.
End of discussion. They got enough, what do you call it, defensive flexibility that you can put them anywhere. That's what needs to happen. Very plain and like Nate Eaton should not be playing. Hunter Dozier.
Nate Eaton's not going to play because his arm's going to be falling off his shoulder. I will say this: as much as Eaton gets a lot of flack right now, Nate Eaton's guy just needs his timing back. He hit last year nearly 270 in his time up in the big leagues. Like, he can hit. I also think Nate Eaton would benefit from a trip to Omaha from the same level of, Dylan Cole. Just like, there's some things to iron out. But now Dozier and that problem, I get it. Like, Jackie Bradley Jr., I don't want to see anywhere near my baseball field.
The lineup should be Olivares, Isbell, Melendez in the outfield, Duffy at third, Witt at short, whoever at second.
Massey or Lopez, pick.
Whatever. And then Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, and Reyes your DH. That should be your lineup. Those are your best hitters.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not going to be that.
I know. Well, I get disappointed. It's the Royals, It's like breathing. Coming up next, we'll wrap things up with the mic drop. Alrighty, Fulton, what is your mic drop?
Royals, spread out those 9 strikeouts and not make them consecutive tonight.
Right? You're not asking for, the
Just spread them
moon.
out. Spread them out. Spread them out. Just make them consecutive.
I think the Chiefs are better right now on April 11th than they were when they won the Super Bowl. We'll
take Cotton.
I don't think it is that that bold. I really don't. No. But that's how good I think the Chiefs are in fixing holes, and the draft hasn't even got here yet. Coming up next, we got 580 Sports Talk. We got a little Royals baseball. That's all coming up here on 580 WIBW. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon.